So Tess, if you can share with me a bit about your teenage son and the kind of challenges that he was having before you came in and started the coaching.
So yeah, my son is normally a jolly person and full of energy and a humor. Then suddenly 6 months ago, and had an incident in school that really didn't go right, and it's just knocked off his confidence down to his foot, and there's no motivation at all. Don't want to go to school, don't want to meet his friends, which is normally hang out with. So and I said, like, as a parent, you have to do something for this, although the school is very helpful as well. However, I think I needed support and reach out to other people. Hence, like I resort of looking on the internet, and then I found the CHAMPS Academy, and I said, want to give it a go. And then obviously, I've asked my son's permission for this one because, as teenagers, they are, sort of making their own decision for themselves, like breaking from childhood to young adult, Mm-hmm. And because we were talking about for himself, I mean, obviously we need their decision and cooperation for this.
And it is that tricky balance, isn't it? That they're not quite an adult, but not quite a child. So it's finding that balance. And there are often that sort of reluctance or apprehension from teenagers. But as I say, most young people know that they need some help. They just don't necessarily know what that help looks like. So since the coaching, what kind of positive outcomes have you noticed in your son?
Yeah, since the coaching, in the first few days of coaching, he's kind of quite reluctant to it and not engaging and not looking at direct eye contact. However, because of you, Annette, you are such kind of like a person that makes a person talk, if that makes sense. Like, you're smiley, you're like a breath of fresh air to anyone. Like, you are not forcing kids not to tell something if they're not ready to. You're just accepting who they are, and when they're willing to tell about their stories and struggles at school, then you're just hitting the point that where they can say to you that I'm confidently talking to the person, I'm trusting this, and then my parents is beside me and supporting with this, and I really want to help myself equally. I really need to support how to start again, because such sort of what he said to me is, I really don't know where to start because I have not spoken to them for quite a while, because I'm kind of disengaged because I'm having problem with engaging with people again.
Yeah.
So, and also because of all the techniques and the repetition of this and the outcome, and at home when I'm telling him, like, so what kind of struggles in school today or in peers or whatnot, and then he decided to bring up things, and equally nice. So that's good. At least you say something, and you know how to react to it now, and you're not like less angry, because before, because of this negative thoughts that they said about you, it's not really particularly relating to you, and you're taking it too seriously, and you're kind of sensitive to things, but now you're beginning to think that you are as you are, and they have to like you the way you are.
Yeah, so and that's so true.
That confidence, yeah.
Particularly with teenage boys, there's the competitiveness and the banter, and sometimes people don't necessarily know how to say that or how to handle things when that is happening. But equally, the other side of things, where you were saying about don't quite know what to say, so many teenagers are in that point of, oh, it's weird or it's awkward if I start the conversation, or other aspects, which of course then, gives the assumption they're not interested or perhaps self-excluding to some point. And I really appreciate your comments. I pride myself in the down-to-earth type of approach, which really connects with lots of young people, and the ability in a neutral space. So I'm not their parent and I'm not a teacher, just that neutral space to be able to explore different things in a different perspective usually helps them out, which is great. And I remember quite early on your son sort of expressing that he didn't necessarily know what to say or how to handle these things, and becoming a little bit more sensitive when they did happen. So it's great news that he's able to handle them better.
That's true. Yeah. And he said to me after all these lessons that he's had a coaching from you. He said, like, you're very easy to talk to. That's what he said to me. And he also said, like, he's very accommodating in a sense that, he's not judging you.
Yeah.
So he said, like, I can feel free to say whatever struggles or I'm having difficulty at, and he's always got an answer, Mommy. That's what he said.
Oh, that's very kind of him. Yes. Well, again, it's sort of approaching things in a different perspective. And because it's not associated with school, then it's a private space that he can just sort of express himself or explore different ways that actually comes up with a solution or perhaps a different way of approaching it. So day-to-day life, how has the coaching sort of allowed him to be more himself more recently?
Oh, yes. I think he's beginning to the confidence has come back, that is for sure. And he is talking to his friends again. And in fact, he's inviting them to his dinner out or lunch out for his birthday on the 29th. So now I said, you planned that yourself? I didn't plan that. And he said, like, oh, yes, because I want to have a conversation in private with them. And, we got things going on in school, preparation for GCSEs and all this. And, and I have not seen them in the last, 6 weeks because they're all been away in summer holiday. And I said, it's nice to catch up with them. I said, great, keep doing that. Yeah. So I said to myself that I think, because every time I ask him what is going on now and, how should they be? And they said, like, oh, me and Brooke and other, friends are talking and hanging out and, we're sharing homeworks. And because this is all on our computer now, so we're doing it, after school and this and that. And then I said, like, are you more conversation now than had before? Yeah, because we're growing up, Mommy, we're teenagers. I said, oh, right. Okay, great. Okay.
It becomes that natural approach, doesn't it? It's almost like, oh, well, everything's fine now, which of course naturally it is. He's able to sort of flourish and feel much more comfortable in those situations as well.
And then what fascinates me is that because of the coaching with regards to managing time, with regards to homework, is he always remembers and telling me about the 30 minutes and 15 minutes. And then I said, that's great, because you know what? Because I've noticed when you start out school, homework is done before weekend. So that is great. That is great improvement, and keep doing that. And then I said, it will benefit you because you've got more extra time for yourself doing other things like your guitar or playing videos or talking to your friends and whatever sort of thing you like doing. So it always reminds me about, it's not 30 minutes, it's not 15 minutes yet, Mom, it's not 30 minutes yet. Okay. So then you get going. You can adjust your time as suits you. You can have like 45 minutes, but as I said, 30 minutes is enough, for your brain to go lolly and then do other stuff, get off on the table and have a little snack, play a little video, and it's supposed to be agreeable with that, and he's happy with that.
So a calmer home as well at times.
Yes, there's no more, what do you call this, prompting and, time taking and, no, there's nothing more of that. Yeah.
Very helpful. And it does create that sort of accountability and responsibility. I mean, they're teenagers, so they're going to have those wobbles and those sort of why did they do that moments.
It's just that I think it's very important for them to support at this age, because sometimes they don't know where to start and they don't know when to stop as well. So, yeah. And I agree with you that they needed some guidance, because getting into adulthood is really quite a daunting thing. And we've been there.
Yes, like many other parents. So what would be your sort of guidance or advice for any parent that's looking at CHAMPS Academy coaching for their child or their teenager?
Well, I would suggest to you, like, CHAMPS Academy is a very safe platform for your children struggling with social anxiety or having a communications issue around them, or boosting their confidence, because at times, at their tender age, they're vulnerable, just like any other adult as well. And this vulnerability, sometimes, if not being attended to, will trip up, and then it create more issues within themselves. And having this program of coaching is just really give them this opportunity to discuss the struggles, and Annette is very helpful to deal with that, finding solutions and opportunities for them to develop and move themselves up again to where they normally is. It's a great thing to do, and I think it is important for a parents as well to guide them child. Do not force them to do things that they don't want to do, and set an expectation that is achievable for them age. I think that is important.
Yeah. And that really does build a sense of achievement. And I'm sure many parents will relate to your comments. So thank you very much.
Thank you.